Hey y'all, and welcome to the Looking Glass Tarot. I've been asked to do an update reading on Tyler Doyle. He was 22 when he went missing, and he was duck hunting off of a boat at North Myrtle Beach. He is from South Carolina. Um, there really are no updates. I looked uh, as far as updates on his case, and there are none. I did not see any, and I think the last thing that was posted was June 13th of this year, I believe. So let's just see if we can get any updates on Tyler Doyle. Ooh, it's way too many, my goodness. Let's try that again. I just keep getting all kinds of cards all at one time. One at a time, please. There we go. Well, this is the card that did fall out with the other one. The King of Wands. So the King of Wands is I'm trying to get it up here where we can get enough room. That is a person that has a very charismatic personality, very fiery personality. They like things a certain way, and they're pretty much, once they set their mind to it, they're going to do that. It's kind of like you're not going to change their mind. And they are very intelligent. They work hard. But with the King of Wands, they can be a little strong-armed sometimes, because they do want things their way, and they kind of expect things their way. But with the King of Wands being here, this can be somebody that could be on the case. This could be somebody that's older than Tyler. This could be a relative of his that's around. This would probably be somebody in their 40s. Let's see why the King of Wands is here. Kind of looks like an old-timey detective, doesn't he? Let's see, why is the King of Wands here for Tyler Doyle? Clarify the King of Wands for Tyler Doyle. And also, what I'd like to say about the King of Wands is that he likes attention. He kind of stands out above a crowd of people, so he's very noticeable. This is somebody that's very noticeable. This is probably somebody that's been quieter than usual. I feel like they've just been quieter. They haven't been themselves. They haven't been being the life of the party, or they just haven't been that fiery person that they normally are. It's kind of like they're kind of like, since this has happened, it's kind of like it's dulled them. The Emperor. So the King of Wands is here because of the Emperor. So this could be a father figure to Tyler Doyle. This could have been either his dad or a stepdad, or someone, his grandpa, somebody that he was close to, somebody that was very smart, very talented. He could have been a boss of something. He could have been a CEO of somewhere. He would have been an advisor. He would have been like somebody that could, be over people. That he was very good at organizing and doing things with groups of people. So he's a good leader, is what I'm trying to say. So the King of Wands may represent Tyler's dad, or someone that was very close to him, and it's kind of like this person is not the same anymore. since Tyler went missing. It's like he's just not into life and the things he was doing before. He hasn't given up, but he's just not like he was before. Eight of Swords. So it's like the Eight of Swords is being bound to something. Um, it's like being restricted, or your hands are tied, or you feel like you're in a position where you can't do anything about it. But the eight, if you see with the Eight of Swords, you're not as bound as you think you are. It's just kind of a mindset. You've convinced yourself that you're bound to certain things, or you're bound to a situation. So it's with the Eight of Wands, it's telling you you need to release that, because you don't let that get in your head and your mind and make you think that you're bound to the situation. So it's like what has happened with Tyler has changed his life a lot, and it's bound him. I feel like it's bound him to just like a routine, just like the same routine that's over and over, and it's like his main goal is to find Tyler, and there's just certain things he feel like he's bound to, that's preventing him from really searching and looking for Tyler. So it's really about a mindset. Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is nostalgia, looking back, remembering fun times, childhood, memories. This can also be somebody that was in your life at one time. Um, they were in your life at one time. They left, and now they've come back. So this could be someone that you knew that is now in your life again that wasn't in there before. But I feel like this is just basically about this person here, who either could be his dad or his grandpa or somebody really close to him that just thinks about him a lot, looks back on when he was a child, and just fond memories. Eight of Pentacles. So there seems like there's a lot of planning and doing things in detail. I don't know if this is, this father figure that's got a lot of plans. He's been doing a lot of detailed planning of what he can do to go search for his son. I don't know if this has already happened. But the Eight of Pentacles is about planning, long-term planning, down to the very detail. I also kind of feel like this trip that Tyler took was planned like that. Was like he had planned it, or it had been planned. But this Eight of Pentacles is something to do with planning, but you got to do it down to the detail. So this could be information that is coming in that law enforcement is trying to put together. And they have to make sure they got all of their I's dotted and their T's crossed, because you have one shot at this. If you think you have evidence and you think you have maybe a suspect or somebody that you can arrest in this, or maybe you've got the evidence to prove that it was nothing nefarious, that he fell off the boat, whatever you want to prove, you've got to have all your ducks in a row. So this could also mean that they are planning in detail, having all their information together before they say anything. Let's clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Page of Wands. So, Page of Wands is a messenger. So, somebody has been giving them information, bringing them messages, telling them things. Maybe information that was left out that they're now going and telling, or that they've heard somebody tell. But the Page of Wands can be a messenger. It's a younger person. It's somebody that's inexperienced in what they're doing. But this could be somebody in that age group, Tyler's age group, that is bringing them information or telling them, I heard this or I heard that, or check this lead out. So this could be very much be a messenger, and that may be why they are in the Eight of Pentacles, where they are gathering their information and getting it together. Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups is a lot of choices, a lot of decisions. You see all those cups there, and it's saying you've got 7 to choose from. Make your choice wisely. Don't just pick anything because it looks good or it sounds good. Make sure you use your intuition and make a good choice. So this could mean a lot for the case. This could mean there's 7 different avenues they could have went down. There's 7 things leads that they got that made them follow up on different things. But this is 7 choices, decisions, and it's saying, always choose wisely, and then know that with every choice you make, there's a repercussion for that. This could also mean there might have something that happened on the boat and a bad choice was made. But the Seven of Cups is about making decisions and choices and making good ones, and then knowing whatever you choose, you're going to have to go with that choice. 10 of Cups. So this is family. So the Seven of Cups represents a family member making a decision, making a choice. And maybe the choice and the decision they made, whether before or after, was not a good one, and it affected the family. So they might have things might have looked better on the other side, or seemed greener on the other side, or might have seemed like the return was going to be better on the other side. But I feel like because the Seven of Cups is here with the 10 of Cups, the choice they made affected the family in a big way, and I don't feel like it was what they thought it was going to be. Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is basically deception, deceit. It can be, take what you can and go with that. Leave what you can't carry behind. But in this picture, in this card, this picture on this card, it seems like she is trying to take what she can and force the other stuff to go with her. So it's like she can't let go of what's not serving her, and she wants to take that along with her with what does serve her, and that will never work. So this is someone she's being deceptive, or they're being deceptive. They're not telling the truth, and they're just taking the information that they get or whatever they're getting, and they're making it work. But it seems like that there's a lot of, with the Seven of Cups and the 10 of Cups here, this is a deception in the family of some sort. It's almost like your cake and eat it too, but you can't do that. After a while, you cannot do that. Two of Wands. So at some point there was, I know I wanted an update on the case, and it seems like I'm getting a little bit more of a story coming out. But the Two of Wands is time to make a decision. You're at a crossroads. You know, you got to make some sort of, make your mind up, make a decision. I don't know, this could be law enforcement making a decision on moving forward in the case on the information that they have. This could also be Tyler and his wife were at a crossroads, or Tyler was at a crossroads in his life where he was in between jobs, moving from one job to another, or maybe he had a self-employment job he had it in mind that he wanted to make work, and it could have been a lot of things within the family. One of the Two of Wands is here, but let's see if we can clarify it. The Lovers. So they were at a crossroads. When he went on this trip, they were at a crossroads. So there were some decisions they were needing to make. There were some changes that had come in, and some decisions they were needing to make. So the crossroads could have been, their marriage. It could have been family. It could have been job. It could have been money, financial. But at the time he went missing, something was going on within the family. Somebody had made a bad decision here, which caused the crossroads and some decisions and some things going on. Okay, that fell out wrong. Let's see. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is hoarding. A type of hoarding, but it's like financial problems, or you feel like you don't have enough of anything, like you don't have enough money, you don't have enough food, you don't have enough clothes. It can mean poverty, it can mean on the outside looking in. But with the Five of Pentacles is here, it's like maybe some of the stress was they didn't have enough money, they didn't have enough to pay the bills, or they didn't have enough communication. I feel like there was not enough communication within the relationship. But with the Pentacles being here, there was some kind of financial burden that was on them. The world. So this changed their whole world. This is the world is, your world, how you make it, how you see it. It's your everything. Accomplishments, achievements. So there was something going on that was going to change the whole dynamics of their whole relationship, their world, their finances, everything. I'm trying to see if law enforcement is still working on his case. But it seems that we're getting a story first. So let's see. The Hanged Woman. So the Hanged Woman is like the Hanged Man, but it is seeing things in a different perspective, looking at things in a different way, taking a broader look at things, going down different avenues, trying something new. If you look at something from just standing on the ground, you look around, you see just the things in front of you and behind you. But if you're suspended in the air and you're looking down, you can see for pretty good ways. So it's kind of like looking at things differently, looking outside the box. So I do think law enforcement has went down several different avenues, some that may not even be feasible, like, oh, that's not what happened. But sometimes you have to do that. You have to look outside the box to figure out what happened. And I believe that that's what they do, and they've went and looked at it with a different perspective and went down a couple of different routes. So I don't think that they're not doing anything. I think that they have went down different avenues that maybe they weren't thinking before. And with the Eight of Pentacles being here earlier, getting it all together is important before you bring it out in front of, you know, before you make the announcement that you need to make an arrest, or you think it was an accident or whatever. You still have to have it all together. Three of Wands. So yeah, it's the Three of Wands is, you know, now that you've made your decision, you need to move forward. So there, it seems like they're moving forward and chasing these leads, or these ideas, or these different perspectives of what might have happened. I feel like they've kind of opened their scope on how far to search. Like and they may have already done this. Like they, you know, they pick a search zone, so many miles or whatever, and they search that, but I think they've expanded that. Now they might, like I said, they might have already done this, and I feel like they done it quietly, and they done it pretty quickly. So this might have already occurred, but I feel like they expanded their mileage on looking for him. Like different, I still feel like there's an island that they need to look at. I've always kind of felt that. And maybe they have. Maybe they have. Get a couple more cards here. Three of Cups. So Three of Cups is celebration. A celebration coming up, a birthday, an anniversary, something happy coming up. So this could be a celebration of them talking about some leads that they have on Tyler Doyle. So they could be coming out with some information. This could be it could be somebody in his family that is getting ready to celebrate something. But the Three of Cups is about some sort of celebration. So maybe this is law enforcement have come up with some leads and things, and maybe they have found some things they just have not said yet, because they have to get it all together and be sure. So Four Swords is resting, retreating, resting, taking time to rest, within yourself, get yourself back, with self-reflection. That's what this Four of Swords is. I do feel like, I don't know how many people are on the boat. I don't know, there's the number of 4 and 5 that's coming to me. I don't know if there was 5 people on the boat or 4 people on the boat. But I feel like they kind of know what happened and how it come about. I kind of feel like maybe they might know where he's at. So there's going to be some new things coming out, I feel like. There's going to be some new information coming out. Because the Sun is things revealed. Things coming out, things revealed. It's also new starts, new beginnings. So I feel like there may be something coming out about his case. The Four Swords just kind of reminds me of maybe of where he might be, in an area that he might be in with its trees and water and an island. I personally do not feel that he is still with us. I could be wrong. I do not. That is just my personal opinion. I also feel that it was something other than an accident. But I do feel like law enforcement has more information that they have not shared. And I do feel like they were working on it. And there will be some new information coming out about this. But I do feel like that at the time he disappeared, there was him and his wife were kind of at a crossroads. There was like some financial things going on, some marital things going on, and now whether it has anything to do with him missing now is, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying before he went on this trip, there was something going on within the family dynamics. Somebody made a bad choice, a bad decision, and it affected the whole family. Kind of like a chain of events. One thing happened and it started the other things going. But I do feel like they do have evidence that we don't know about, and that they have looked at it in a different perspective than they were before, which is good. So thank you for watching. I do appreciate everyone. Thank you to the person that requested the update. I do appreciate you. And I hope everyone has a blessed day. Love and light.